Good afternoon, students. So, yesterday in the class we spoke about the Right to Education Act 2009 and role of school in its implication. Now, today in the classroom, we are going to discuss about policies and practices in teacher education. What are the policies and what are the practices in teacher education? So, today in the classroom, we are going to discuss only about the policies. Tomorrow, we are going to discuss about the practices in the teacher education. Now, coming to the policies, for example, let us speak a little bit about the teacher education in the Indian scenario. As you all know, teacher education is actually structured, or it is all the teacher education is taken by, or the broad policies and legal framework of teacher education is taken under the leadership of central government. Central government is responsible for all the broad policies and legal frameworks for teacher education. Then what is the duty of a state government is, it tries to implement various programs and schemes and which are undertaken or which are given by the central government. Whatever central government gives, any policies or any frameworks or any programs or any practices which are implemented or which are executed by the central government, here in the state level, this implements, state government tries to implement those policies which are executed by the central government. So central government is the policy maker. They are the persons who frame out legally. That is why these are called as board of policies and legal frameworks, especially on teacher education. So it is central government who tries to frame everything. It is the state government who tries to implement various programs and schemes under this teacher education. Now, teacher education is of two types in our country or in our state. So, what are those two types? One is in-service teacher training and one is pre-service teacher training. What is your teacher training? It is pre-service. What you are doing, BED is called as BED or DED is called as a pre-service teacher training. That is the teacher training which you are doing before entering into the into the profession of teacher. So that is why it is called as pre-service teacher training. And if a person who are already a teacher, whether it is a government sector or a private sector, who are already into teaching profession and who undergo some programs and policies for the betterment, for the improvement capacity, those are called as in-service teacher training. So, మీరు చేసేది pre-service teacher training. That is before you enter into the profession of teacher, those kind of academics or what you are studying now or what practical work you are doing is everything comes under pre-service teacher training. So, why this pre-service teacher training is given? To prepare teacher for the school system. Why pre-service teacher education is given? To prepare a teacher for the school system. And why in-service teacher training is given? Because to improve capacity of existing school teacher, to improve their capacity, and also to introduce new forms and also to introduce new practices in service teacher training. So it is the central government which is a policy maker and also a legal framework person. So they do all these things, but who are the persons who implement it? It is different states. They try to implement all the policies and programs in teacher education. So in teacher education there are two types. One is pre-service teacher training, another one is in-service teacher training. Now pre-service teacher training comes under DED, BED, everything comes under pre-service teacher training. That is why it is called as pre-service, because you are not entered into the profession of teacher. That is those times you do a pre-service. And in-service teacher training is when you are already a government teacher and you want to go through some programs for the improvement of the education system, then it is called as in-service teacher training. Now, who are the funding people or who support pre-service and in-service teacher training? We are going to discuss a few things about that. First is about pre-service training, that is for y'all who are the persons who are responsible to plan and coordinate is NCTE, that is National Council of Teacher Education, is a statutory board of central government. NCTE is a central government body which is responsible for planning and coordinating. What does it plans? What does NCTE plans? It plans minimum qualification, that is what should be the qualification to enter into BEd or DED. So this is the one who organizes. This is the one which plans. It plans about minimum qualification. Next one, it sees about the course. It sees about the content to be given and also the duration. That is 1 year or 2 years or 4 years, whatever decision made in pre-service training is done by NCTE. This is the central body which is responsible for planning and coordinating. It also sees through, it does not even sees through, or it does not even, it is not only involved in planning, but also it grants a recognition also. For example, if somebody wants to have or if someone are interested to run a BEd college, whether it is a government one, whether it is a government aided or self-financing. So these kind of governments, these kind of institutions, with the help of NCTE granting only, they are able to, that is, it grants permission to such kind of institutions. If it is a government one, whether it is a government one, whether it is a government aided one, or self-financing. Our college is a self-financing college. There is no aided, it is not aided, nor it is government. Our BEd college, Sri Indu college, is a self-financing. But these permission also is given by NCTE. So NCTE is the body, that is National Council of Teacher Education, is a central government body which gives permission for building up these kind of colleges. So coming to, this is about pre-service training. Now, who are the persons for in-service? Who takes care of in-service training is, it is the TTIs, that is Teacher Training Institutions, and also the main big head beside this in-service is NCERT. NCERT with the help of NAYUPA. NCERT, you all know what is full form of NCERT, National Council of Educational Research and Training. It takes, along with 6 regional, what we call as institutions of education. For example, those are called as REIs. So these regional with the help of NCERT and with the help of NAYUPA. NAYUPA is nothing but National University on Educational Planning and Administration. So, in-service teacher training policies are maintained, not policies, programs are implemented by NCERT and NAYUPA. NAYUPA and NCERT, with the collaboration of these two, there are many programs meant for in-service teachers. For example, in the central level, it is NCERT and NAYUPA. At the national level, autonomous bodies, these two bodies look into it that in-service teacher training programs are conducted in various areas. So under the central government, the state implements few programs, like the state body. You would be knowing what is the state body. It is called as SCERT. So NCERT is national wide and SCERT is statewide. This statewide body tries to what we say is conduct few programs like called as CTEs and IASES. So these are in-service teacher training programs. That is the College of Teacher Education, then Institution for Advanced Learning in Education. If a teacher who's already into teaching profession in a government institution, if they want to improve themselves or they want to accredit themselves, that if they want to go for accreditation, they can join in such colleges, which is called as CTEs and IASES, which are these are the teacher training institutions and programs where they give what you call as training for in-service programs under state government. When we speak about the central government, it is NCERT and NAYUPA. In the state government, it is SCERT. And in the district level also, there are programs conducted under central government and under state government. Those are called as BRCs, that is block resource centers, and CRCs. Those are called as cluster resource centers. These resource centers, that is, if there is a program implemented in the district level under central and state government, these resource centers act as that these people try to join in these resource centers. So district wise or state wise, they come here for their improving their qualities of teaching, or also to improve new methods in teaching. So it is not teaching and learning process. Pre-service comes under teaching and learning process. In this resource centers, the already who are teachers, already who are in service, come and improve their abilities. They want to upgrade their teaching skills. So these act as the programs which will help teacher in service. So pre-service, it is seen by, that is for you all, NCTE is prime responsible to plan and coordinate all the programs in pre-service. Now coming to in-service, it is the duty of NCRT, NAYUPA in the central level, and in the state level it is SCRT, and in the district level it is BRC. DITES is nothing but District Institution of Education and Training. So these all are responsible for planning and also for coordinating between the teacher education, whether it is pre-service or in-service. Pre-service is seen by NCTE, it is responsible for everything, and in service it is NCRT, it is NAYUPA, it is SCRT, and in district level it is DITES, BRCs and CRCs. DITES is nothing but District Institution of Education and Training. BRCs is nothing but Block Resource Center, and CRCs is nothing but Cluster Resource Centers. Now these we spoke a little bit about what is teacher training. So in teacher training there are two types. What kind of teacher trainings are given in India we have spoke, that is pre-service and in-service. Now coming to the pre-service, that what are the policies in teacher education we are going to learn today. So what are the policies after the independence? After we got independence, what are the commissions or policies which are framed especially for teacher education? We are going to discuss few of the commissions we already spoke in our previous classes. So the first commission after independence is called as University Education Commission, which is in the year 1948 to 49. To make sure we are speaking about the policies of teacher education. What kind of policies have been implemented during these commissions we are going to discuss. So what are commissions they have given in your textbook? We are going to discuss about them detail. Yes, Sangamitra, you have any doubt, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, what is this block level and cluster level, ma'am?
Ma, it is resource centers, ma'am. For example,
it means block and cluster. What it means?
It is name given like that. Block resource centers and cluster resource centers it is especially for the resource persons and teachers. For example, in government schools, many of the teachers will have some programs. So these are the centers depending upon their criteria. I think so. In the district level, it is in the district level. Depending upon their criteria, they are going to divide them, or else if we speak about the program, if it is in a higher level, I think so it will be sent to block resource centers. So these are resource centers where programs are implemented. See, everybody cannot go to each school and give these training programs. So in the holidays, most probably the government teachers are sent to these kind of resource centers depending upon the effect of the program.
Ma'am, this is meant for only government schools or
only government schools, only government school teachers.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
It is only for government school teachers. Okay, now coming for the policies what we are speaking. The first policy after independence is called as University Education Commission. So under the chairmanship of Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, this commission executive, that is why it is also called as Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan Commission. So under the chairmanship of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, this commission executive. So the main idea about these commissioners, this was the first commission after independence. It is called as University Education Commission. under the chairmanship of Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. So just after the independence, this commission came into effect. The reason for this commission to come into effect was for the improvement of higher education. The main reason for the improvement of higher education, we observed that even though there was no difference in theory courses offered in various teacher training colleges, there were much differences in the practices followed. So what they have recommended is, they recommended for remodeling of teacher training programs. So this commission is especially intended mainly for the improvement first commission after independence during 1948 to 49 under the chairmanship of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. The main motto or the main intention was to improve the higher education. So what this commission taught is, the higher education system has to be changed, especially in teacher training colleges. There was no much differences in practices followed, so they recommended for remodeling of teacher training programs. They wanted to remodel the teacher training program and give more time to school practices and more weightage to practice in assessing student performances. The main idea was to increase the practical work in the schools. That is what, according to this commission, what they thought is, much of criteria should be given in the practical work rather than the book knowledge. So a teacher training, as you will be knowing, after you complete your 2 years of training in the college, nothing will work out in the real life situation, because many of the teachers are there already working in a private sectors. They will be knowing whatever we are studying here, most of them does not help us in teaching practice. Because that is totally different area. That is totally different. What rules and regulations we read or we go through or we practice for 2 years, that does not pay in a real life situation, in a real practical life. So that is the reason, under the chairmanship of University Education Commission, Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, what he thought is, there should be a remodeling of teacher training program. He said there should be much scope for practical work. Not only that, more weightage should be given in assessing students' performance. It is not assessing a teacher, but when a trainee teacher standing in the class, what is the idea, or how a student teacher or how a student in the classroom is performing. When a teacher is taking a class, when a trainee is taking a class, or when a trainee is doing a practical work in the school, what is the criteria of a student? Is the student able to understand what teacher is saying, what the trainee teacher is saying? So this was done under the leadership or under this University Education Commission. So the policy which is implemented under University Education Commission, especially for teacher education, was to remodel of teacher training program. Remodeling of teacher training program was done under University Education Commission quite after our independence, 1948-49, under the leadership or under the chairmanship of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. So this is the first commission. Make sure you write down how many times you want to write down. You write down. These will all come till you complete your education. Even in your schoolings, it is very important. If you want to go for higher studies, even if you want to go for MED, please make sure that these are very, very important. The first is University Education Commission, 1848 and 49. That is why it is called as Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan Commission. Now coming to the second commission, the most important commission is the Secondary Education Commission. We already spoke about that. Secondary Education Commission, 1952 to 53. So under the chairmanship of Dr. A. Lakshmanaswamy Mudaliar, these commission came into existence. That is why it is called as Lakshmanaswamy Mudaliar Commission. Also it is called as Lakshmanaswamy Mudaliar or Secondary Education Commission. So what this commission has mentioned about teacher education is, it recommended different methods for teaching and suggested that the teaching should be shifted from verbalism and memorization to learning through activity method. So learning through activity method came into force. So the recommendation of Secondary Education Commission on teacher education is they wanted to bring about a great change. What they thought is, instead of only verbalism and memorizing, more it should be of activity method and project method. So activity method and project method was recommended under the leadership or under the chairmanship of Dr. A. Lakshmanaswamy Mudaliar in the Secondary Education Commission. In the Secondary Education Commission. So what they wanted to change, project method or activity method, started or recommended during this commission. What they said is, always teaching should be shifted from verbalism and memorization to learning through activity method and project method. So the commission made specific guidelines for the teachers. So they had made specific guidelines for the teacher, because teachers should always try to, because teachers are the persons, when they enter into the classroom, they should see to it is less of verbalism and less of memorization and more of activity and project method. So under this commission, these kind of recommendations were made. So first, under the University Education Commission, they wanted to remodel the teacher training program. So more of practicality for the teacher. And in Secondary Education Commission, more of practicality, project method, and more project method and activity method on student was given in the Secondary Education Commission. Now coming to the third very most important education commission is the Education Commission or teacher which is helped out or paid out in teacher education. Is the third one is the Kothari Commission. So under the chairmanship of Dr. Daulat Singh Kothari, the chairperson of this commission was him. I already mentioned there were about 17 members in this commission, and it is also called as which commission, ma? Yes, this Education Commission was also given a name, which I told you in the last class.
Kothari Commission.
Kothari Commission. Another one is
National Policy of Education.
No. National Policy of Education is different, ma. National Education Commission. It is also called as National Education Commission, and also it is ad hoc committee. I already told you it is an ad hoc committee. People were not satisfied with the two commissions. The first one is the University Education Commission. The second one is the Secondary Education Commission, and this is the third one, Kothari Commission, which is very important, because they were not satisfied with the above two commissions. This third commission was immediately appointed as an ad hoc committee. There were about 17 members. These 17 members, among them, because Dr. Daulat Singh Kothari was a good educationist. He was not only a chairperson, he was not only a chairman of the university, but also he was acting as a chairperson of UGC at that time. He was a chairperson for University Grants Commission. So he was placed again as a chairperson for this committee, because he was a good educationist, and they wanted to see to it that what are the reasons and why are these recommendations are not implemented. So Kothari Commission is a very important commission, because there were 17 members. They had a questionnaire. They were sent to different kinds of educational institutions, and they had a survey, and they have recommended few of the recommendations about teacher education. So what are those recommendations? I already told you there were about 5. In these 17 members, there were 5 educationists who came across the countries, different countries. There were people from France, there were people from Japan, there were people from UK, USA and USSR. So these 5 members, these were all the greatest educationists during that time. So Kothari, what Dr. Kothari has done is he had called for all these 5 educationists from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, and he asked them to go for the survey to different schools in India. And he wanted to see what they have recommended. So what he had recommended is, the first one is remove the isolation of teacher training. That is not nowadays, from past many days, teacher training was not given that importance. Actually, it was like whoever does not get a good seat in MSET, who does not want to go for engineering or doctor, or if they does not get good rank in MSET or something, those kind of students will come for BEd or DEd training. So they wanted to take off that. That is why they wanted to remove the isolation of teacher training. That is, teacher education must be brought into mainstream. The first recommendation. Teacher education must be brought into the mainstream. So the first recommendation made in the that is Kothari Commission. Now the second what recommendation they have made is improving the professional education. They wanted to improve the professional education of teacher training. How? By organizing a well-planned subject orientation, and by integrating courses, and also by including professional skills in the teacher training program. And the third one is the duration of teacher course. During this Kothari Commission only, the duration of teacher course came into existence. That is 2 years of DED and 1 year of BEd. Before it was like that, 2 years DED and 1 year's BEd, but later on it has changed from 2 years to 2 years. BEd has become 2 years now. But before Kothari Commission recommendation, the duration of training course should be 2 years for a primary teacher, and have to complete the secondary course for 1 year for the graduation course. And also, not only that, they have recommended another one. What they thought is, if a teacher trainee has to teach for secondary level, they should at least have 1 PG with this course. That is, they have to complete 1 PG course before they enter into BEd. So this Kothari Commission clearly stated that if a teacher trainee wanted to teach in a secondary level, they have to complete 1 PG with this professional course. So MA, BEd, or that is, they have to complete 1 PG course with this. Or if a teacher want to teach in a primary sector, they have to at least have minimum qualification of graduation plus a professional course, that is DED. If they want to teach for secondary, 1 PG plus 1 professional course, and if they want to teach for primary section, at least a degree plus DED. So this was the recommendations made by the Kothari Commission. Not only that, and also it saw to it that all tuition fees in training institutions should be abolished, and liberal provisions made for stipend and loans. But poor thing, as of now, we don't have such things. But when this Kothari Commission recommended, they recommended that there should be no tuition fees, especially in the teaching education government schools, in the College of Education schools. That is, in the College of Education institutions, there should not be no tuition fees, no what we say is they should be provided with stipend and also what we call as loans. So if a teacher want to educate themselves, or if a trainee want to come into the College of Education, there should be no tuition fees, and also they should be provided with the loans and stipends. But as of now, we don't have such things presently. But in the Kothari Commission, they have recommended this, especially for the teacher training programs. And another one is, the last one is in-service education of school teacher programs of in-service education for teacher should be organized by university levels. So the main thing what they have asked is, for in-service teacher programs, they should be organized for example, not only in the government sector, but also for the private sector teachers, in-service teacher program should be conducted in the university level. So these all are the recommendations under Kothari Commission. Amma, one thing I want to tell you all. See, with I don't know how many of you all get prepared to come to this class. I don't know, but every day I prepare myself to present in front of you. I don't know how many of you all are making a note of it, because I cannot see you all. Please make sure that you write down when I tell something. These all information is not given in your textbook. Much is given in your textbook, but it is of no use. So only the important points I go through, I search in all the websites and I take the information. I have many books, I search them and give good information for you. I don't know how many of you all, at least I really feel bad when I heard that few of them students are logging in and then just walking away. See, it is because of you. Even we will do that. We will have some recording for you, put a class of recording and put in front of you, and we can go and have our work. Even we maintain a family, right? So please make sure, because about Kothari Commission I told n number of times, but only few of them answered in my class. Make sure these commissions are very important. The reason only I'm giving you much information is because if you'll go for your competitive exams, these will be very helpful for you. And if you want to go for MED or further studies, these commissions will help you a lot, ma. So after independence, we spoke about 3 commissions. The first is the University Education Commission. The second is the Secondary Education Commission. The third one is the Education Commission, or it is also called as Kothari Commission. So Kothari Commission had much recommendations for teacher education compared to the other commissions. Now coming to the 4th commission, or 4th policy, which is called as National Policy on Education. So NPE was started first in the year 1968. Even today we have NPE 2020, but today we are speaking NPE 1968 under the leadership of Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi was the chairman of National Policy on Education. So what these education has to speak about the teacher education is, the policy made recommendations regarding the service condition of a teacher and academic freedom of teachers and in-service education. So much recommendation was given in in-service. That is, even the teachers who are working. For example, there are some teachers who are in our college itself. There are some teachers who are working as well as doing the teacher program. So such recommendations were made in NPE 1968. Don't get confused, ma. NPE, there are n number of NPEs. That is, National Policy on Education was made first in the year 1968 after independence, and then again in 1986, and then again in 1992, then again in 95, then again 2000. So there are series of policies made on education. So we are discussing today in the class about NPE 1968. So the main national policy on education, which was announced by the government. So these policy made recommendations regarding the service conditions of teacher. So teacher, how many years service, or for example, when you go for an interview or when you want to get a good job, they ask you how many years service you have. That is 2 years or 1 year. So service will be counted. So according to National Policy of Education 1968, service system has started. So how many years service you have worked in teaching? So the service system has started, and also academic freedom of teachers and in-service education. So academic freedom has been given to both pre-service as well as in-service teacher training. They are free to study of their own will. If they are in-service, they can do in a distance mode in a government sector. But nowadays this distance mode has been removed. I don't know about BD, but MED, before how it was, if a teacher used to work as well as do distance education in MED, but no university is offering MED distance education. There are few universities, but they are not well recognized by the government. So in-service teacher programs, and also for the academic freedom of the pre-service were given, service condition was given in the National Policy on Education. Now coming to the next commission is National Commission on Teachers, which was held in during 1935 to 85. This was called as National Commission on Teachers. This commission was appointed by the government of India, and who was the chairperson? Dr. P. Chattopadhyay was the Professor Dr. P. Chattopadhyay was the chairman of this commission, which is called as National Commission or Dr. Chattopadhyay Committee or Commission, which was held in the year 1983 to 85. It is called as National Commission on Teachers. National Commission on Teachers, NCT, National Commission on Teachers, which this was appointed by the government of India in 1983 under the chairmanship of Professor D.P. Chattopadhyay, and he made number of recommendations for the improvement of education process as regarding the selection of trainees for the teacher profession. Commission suggested that they have to consider following factors. First one is what are the factors they have recommended in selecting the trainees. So what was the first one is good physique of a teacher. Next one is linguistic ability and communication skills of a teacher. So before he entered into the teacher program during 1983, this was the selection criteria. The first one was if he wanted to get an admission, so the following factors may be taken into consideration. The first one is good physique of a teacher. The second one is linguistic ability and communication skills. The third one is a fair degree of general mental ability, and the fourth degree is general awareness of the world. Fifth is a positive outlook on life, and sixth is capacity of good human relationship. So these all criteria, under these criteria, teachers were given, for example, teachers were appointed for teacher training. What were those one? The first one is good physique. Second one is linguistic ability and communication skills. The third one is a fair degree of mental ability, that is, he should be very good enough in speaking. Another one is general awareness of the world, that he should be very quick in giving answers in GK. He should know what is going around him. And the fourth one is a positive outlook on life. And the last one is capacity of good human relationship. So these all added these all came into existence. That is, he wanted to regarding selection of trainees for the teacher profession. So these are the points where this commission especially recommended during the year 1983 to 85. So it sought through everything. Chattopadhyay, Dr. Professor Chattopadhyay wanted to look all these, and then the teacher trainees are to be admitted or recommended into the colleges. Now coming to the next policy, or coming to the next policy on education, is called as National Policy on Education 1986. So the government of India announced a new education policy in 1985. According to this policy, the following were most important recommendations. So according to 1986, this is another second national policy on education. Don't get confused with National Policy on Education 1968 and National Policy on Education 1986. National Policy on Education 1986 was really a very interesting, that is why it was called as radical reconstruction of education system. It was called as a radical reconstruction. So all these commissions and all these policies are one side, and NPE 1986 stands on the other side, because it brought about many recommendations in education system. So today in the class we are only speaking about the teacher education. So what all recommendations it had brought about us? It wanted to create a new knowledge, skill and favorable attitude should be developed among teachers to meet the present needs. So they wanted to get a change about in their curriculum, as well as the what we call it as a syllabus wise also. Not only in the curriculum, they wanted to implement new knowledge in your curriculum, new knowledge and also skill based knowledge, and also much of practicality has to be given. According to these recommendations, according to NPE 1986, what they have recommended is new knowledge, skills and favorable attitudes should be developed among teachers to meet the present needs. To meet the doesn't mean a teacher should be well versed. He should be a full knowledgeable person. Not only that, he should have skills, and he should act according to the favorable situation, that is according to the attitude of the child. So it recommended all these. And the second recommendation of NPE was orientation of teachers should be a continuous process of teacher education. Orientation process, that is giving just about all the work they do, whether it is a project work or whether it is related to the subject. So orientation class should be given in a continuous process to the teacher education. So that was the second recommendation now. And the third recommendation is, like SCERT at state level and district level bodies may be established, and it may be called as the District Institution of Education and Training. That is what I told you, DIT. So national policy on education, what they thought is, as NCERT is in the national level and as SCERT in the state level, there should be a district level institution of education and training, that is called as DIET, DIET, District Institution of Education and Training, was recommended in NPE, that is National Policy on Education 1986. In the class today we spoke about many commissions. Now the first one is the University Education Commission, the second is the Secondary Education Commission, the third is the Kothari Commission, and fourth one is the policy, which is National Policy on Education, and the second one is a commission, that is National Commission on Teachers. Fifth one is National Policy on Education, and sixth one also we are going to speak, that is Acharya Ramamurthy Committee. This was a committee which was appointed by the Government of India in 1990. This was the committee which was appointed during 1990. It was the reviewed of the National Policy on Education 1986. So the major suggestions regarding teacher education were, the first one is, the first degree course on teacher education should not be given a correspondence mode. I already told you there should not be any correspondence. Correspondence is nothing but distance education. So what this recommendation, according to Acharya Ramamurthy Committee, what they have recommended is, there should not be any correspondence course in teacher education. That there should not be any distance education in DED, not distance education in BEd, not distance education in MEd. It has to be it has to study in a regular course only. There is no correspondence mode. So the first recommendation was that. Coming to the second recommendation, more institutions should be encouraged to introduce 4 years integrated course in the pattern of regional colleges of education. So, according to Acharya Ramamurthy Committee, they have recommended this in the year, which year, ma? It was in the year 1990. 1990 itself only, they have asked for integrated courses, ma. Now in NPE 2020 also, we have this integrated course implemented. That is, your BEd will be of 4 years. That is a degree 3 years and 1 year of your BEd. That is what they said. That is, they recommended more institutions should be encouraged to introduce for 4 years integrated course in the pattern of region colleges of education. So they have to be integrated. That is, degree and BEd has to be integrated. Both are to be integrated. Integrated courses are to be implemented in the society. So that is what these Acharya Ramamurthy Committee itself in the year 1990 itself they have recommended, which came into effect in 2020. So within 5 or within 6 years, you will have a 4 years of BEd degree courses. So integration of degree as well as BEd. And the last one is, the practice of using teacher training institution as a dumping grounds for unwanted staff should be stopped. So what these recommend, the practices of using teacher training institutions as dumping grounds. So if there is a teacher training institution, they should not be used as a dumping ground, and also unwanted staff should be stopped. So only people who are educated, people who are liable for this job has to be elected to teach teachers. So it is like we people are to be educated to teach, because if we are not educated in a proper way, we cannot educate you, because you are going to be the nation builders. You are going to be a teachers in the future. So these all are the recommendations of Acharya Ramamurthy committee. I don't know how many of you all have written it, or I don't know how many of you all have put your ears into this one, but this class was very important for you, ma, because you will have a sure question in this. What are the policies in teacher education? So we spoke about almost all about 6 to 7 policies, commissions, committees regarding teacher education. So as of now, anyone has any doubts, please let me know, ma. అమ్మ, తెలుగు మీడియం వాళ్ళు మీరు ఒకసారి కమిషన్స్ గురించి చూసుకోండి. ఒకవేళ మీకు ఏమైనా అర్థం కాకపోతే నేను మళ్ళీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేస్తాను. యూనివర్సిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కమిషన్ అవనివ్వండి, సెకండరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కమిషన్ అవనివ్వండి, కొత్తది కమిషన్ అవనివ్వండి, లేదా మీ తెలుగు టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో చక్కగా ఇచ్చారు విడమర్చి, అది మీరు ఒకసారి చూసుకోనండి. మనము స్కూల్ ప్రాక్టీస్. యా మనీతేష్
మ్యామ్, whatever notes you are giving is it's not there in reader, ma'am. So can you put a message in the group, ma'am, so that we can see that also?
Yeah, see, whatever I am teaching every day, most of them are not in your textbook, ma.
Yes, ma'am, that was I've observed, ma'am.
Because what is there in the textbook, if I teach you that, then many of you won't attend my class.
No,
textbook lo ఉన్నదే చెప్తుంది కదా మేడం.
యా మ్యామ్, అలా అంటలేను మేడం. అంటే మీరు ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్స్ చెప్తారు, కాకపోతే నోట్స్ ఇస్తారా మేడం మాకు అని.
Yeah, what I'll do is in the next class, Friday, tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you notes on this.
Yeah, ma'am, sure. అంటే ఓరల్ గా కాదు మేడం. If you have written, you can supply that also directly, you know, ma'am.
See, from so many textbooks I have, Nitesh, in front of me now. Few from one textbook, few from other textbook, few from other textbooks. I did not write anything. From these one, what few bulletins I have written, tomorrow in the classroom I'll give you notes for all these. If you feel like writing, you write down.
Yes, ma'am. Same like Nitish. So only these commissions, ma'am. If you provide us the notes, it will be better, ma'am.
Yeah, only these commissions and extra information also I'll give you, ma. So tomorrow class I'll give you notes, so that at sharp 11 o'clock if you'll come, by 12 we'll try to finish it off, ma. These are very good information. The textbooks which I have in my education, when I've done my BD, when I've done my MED, when I've done my other PG courses, what all things are there, I put in front of me and I've told you, ma. So few are from one textbook, few are from other, few from other. So it will be better for me, because this notes will be helpful for you in the 4th semester also, ma. So tomorrow I'll give you notes for all these commissions, including the important points.
Thank you.
So on Monday we'll do about the practices. That is on Tuesday we will do about the, because practices, much information is given in your textbook. I don't want all those. Only the important practices which are in the teacher education we will discuss on Tuesday's class. So tomorrow also policies, I'll give you notes, not from your textbook, from different textbooks and other materials which are available with me. I'm going to give notes on that. All commissions and what all, not only on teacher education but also in education field. There are some commissions given in your textbook also. For example, Yashpal committee, and also there are many major committees which wanted to brought about a change in the education system then itself during 1992 only. Janardhan Reddy committee, Ramamurthy committee, Yashpal committee. These three were the committees which were called as the renovation and regeneration of higher education system. So there is much information. If you are interested and if you all want to write down, tomorrow class at sharp 11 o'clock, I'm only giving notes on the policies on teacher education which are very important. These policies are again going to repeat in your 4th semester. Not only your 4th semester, even in your syllabus when you look, this semester, 3rd semester, quality in education, your 5th unit has all these again. National Knowledge Commission and University Education. So these also again we have to speak about all these commissions and educational committees and policies. So tomorrow class you will have a notes only for that. So whether it is 11th or, yes, Manitesh.
If we write this, is it okay, ma'am, in the exam?
Yeah, these are more than enough, Nitesh. I wrote all those things and I got a gold medal in MED, Nitesh.
Oh
So
my
I
God.
want my children to write only this, not more than that.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. From fourth
Okay,
chapter,
ma'am. So,
from starting onwards, you have, I think you have given the important, ma'am. So, if you provide the notes,
Nitesh, your voice is not clear, ma'am.
if you,
Nitesh, your voice is not clear.
yes, ma'am, I'm on the phone data.
Yeah, tell me, ma, Nitesh.
Yeah, ma'am. I'm expecting the notes from the beginning, ma'am, of fourth chapter, because I found everything important, ma'am. Can you?
Yeah, we'll do one thing, ma'am. Let me finish off the fourth unit, okay? And then what all topics, Right to Education Act or inclusive, what topics you want me to tell you, I'll give you notes for that. Or else we'll do one thing, after we finish it off our fourth unit, what all topics you thought it is necessary and need for you all to give notes, I'll give you notes.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. Okay, ma'am.
Everything is written, ma. Nitesh, I have my separate notes because before I tell you or teach you, I make and I see thrice and four times because you are going to be a teachers. If I teach you wrong, you are going to teach them wrong. So putting that in mind, every day 1 hour I see everything and I try to give new information for you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am? Yes, ma. Yes, somebody were talking. Yeah?
Yeah, ma'am, it is okay if you share your own notes, ma'am. Better you pick, if you give us the pick also, we will
Ramani, you won't understand anything, Ramani, because I'll be writing on my own pace, no? That link you won't understand.
No, ma'am, just to make you feel comfortable because again you need to say and we need to write.
I know, Ramani, I know, but thing is, if when I tell and when you write down, then it will be like hearing and writing. It will be helpful for you, Ramani.
Yes.
But
Thank you so much,
ma'am, it
ma'am.
takes
We
time,
will
ma'am.
understand.
Yeah, you will understand. You will understand,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
it
So
takes
especially about the
time.
commission.
It takes time.
Yeah,
no, ma'am.
Nitesh.
It takes time, a lot of time, no, ma'am. It takes
See,
a lot of time.
somehow we have to complete our till November. If I start telling you all one day one topic is okay for me. So one day one topic and one day class notes.
Okay.
See, what happened is last semester I've completed my social studies by July 3rd. But in the college, the faculty or the administration told that I did not teach social and I was on leave for July and month of August.
Okay.
So it is like that. I don't want to end up my class as soon as possible until the administration tell me to stop.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Nitesh?
Okay, ma'am.
Don't worry about Mama. Don't worry about this thing. I'm ready to give you all notes because somehow in the fourth semester contemporary I have to take all these things. So that time I'll catch you all. Where is your notes? I already gave you in the third semester.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma. Okay. See, నేను ఫోటో పెట్టొచ్చమ్మా కానీ కొన్ని ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో, కొన్ని ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ బుక్ లో, కొన్ని ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఫోన్ లో, కొంత ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మెటీరియల్ లో నేను అవన్నీ మళ్ళీ కూర్చొని రాయడం ఇస్ అ టైం వేస్ట్ ఫర్ మీ because somehow I don't fetch anything from this. But if I can link up everything and give you as a notes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Who is this Lakshmi Chepala Lakshmi? Who is that?
Madam.
Amma Lakshmi?
Yes, ma'am.
అమ్మా చాలా లేట్ వస్తున్నావు ఎందుకమ్మా ప్రతిరోజు క్లాస్ కి? అది కూడా మధ్యలో నువ్వు జాయిన్ అవుతే నిన్ను అడ్మిట్ చేయాలా వద్దా అర్థం కాదు లక్ష్మి.
మేడం మా పాపకు క్లాస్ 12:30కి అయిపోతుంది మేడం, అందుకనే నేను లేట్ గా జాయిన్ అయ్యాను.
అందుకే అయితే మరి రేపటి నుంచి క్లాస్ 11 కి, ఓకేనా? సో ట్రై టు బి షార్ప్ బై 11 o'clock. నేను ఎందుకు అంటే నీకే ఇబ్బంది అమ్మా, మేము ఏం మాట్లాడుతున్నామో నీకు అర్థం కాదు.
అదే అర్థం కావట్లేదు మేడం నాకు.
మరి అదే లక్ష్మి, నేను అందుకే అంటున్నాను. సో ఫ్రమ్ టుమారో అమ్మ 11 o'clock కి క్లాస్, 11 o'clock క్లాస్ లో tomorrow we are going to I'm going to give you notes about all the commissions, only the important information points wise I'll give you so that you can make a note.
Okay ma'am.
Is it clear, ma? ఎగ్జామ్ తెలుగులో రాస్తున్నావా ఇంగ్లీష్ లో రాస్తున్నావా లక్ష్మి?
ఇంగ్లీష్
ఇంగ్లీష్ లోనే రాస్తున్నావా? ఓకే. నువ్వు రెగ్యులర్ వస్తావమ్మా కాలేజ్ కి?
రెగ్యులర్ 004 మ్యామ్ రోల్ నంబర్.
ఓ లక్ష్మి నువ్వా? సారీ మా లక్ష్మి. యా నో 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 లక్ష్మి, దేర్ ఆర్ మెనీ లక్ష్మీస్ ఇన్ ద కాలేజ్ నోమా. సో 004 అంటే అప్పుడు అర్థమైంది 007 లాగా.
దట్స్ వై ఐ టెల్ 004 మ్యామ్.
ఓకే లక్ష్మి నువ్వు 004 అనొద్దులే, ఇప్పుడు నేను గుర్తుపడతాను.
ఓకే మ్యామ్.
ఓకే లక్ష్మి, సో టుమారో క్లాస్ కమిషన్స్ గురించి మనము we're going to discuss and give a notes on that, and after we complete the 4th unit ma, these are very simple topics, 4th and 5th unit. 4th unit tarvata meeku ఏ దాని విషయంలో if you want notes you will just let me know so that I'll give you notes.
Okay. Oh, yes ma'am.
Okay ma?
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Maulika,
Yes ma'am.
this was your first class ma today?
No ma'am, before I listen ma'am, yesterday I forgot ma'am.
Why forgot? You have to think that you are in the class only, no ma Maulika, but this was the second time I saw you, that's it. Try to be regular ma, it is helpful for you these both units, because meer inka future unna pillalu, you are going to write some competitive exams. So ee commissions, committees, policies, programs chaala important ma.
Okay ma'am, I'll be regular ma'am.
Okay.
I was being regular to first class, but I'm forgetting at 12 o'clock.
నేను కూడా శ్రీహిందువులో లెక్చరర్ అమ్మా.
I am sorry ma'am.
Mari, see, you have to give equal importance to everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, try to come regularly. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock I'm going to start the class ma. 10:50 I'm going to give you a link. By 11 you're going to join. 12 o'clock with the notes, all the commissions and all. If it will exceed 12 also, it's okay. You're going to bear with me and I'm going to complete giving you the notes tomorrow. Is it clear ma? So today in the class we spoke about policies on education, policies on teacher education.
Yeah ma'am.
Okay ma'am.
Okay ma'am, so who are inviting me for lunch today, because it is already 1.
Always
Everyone
are ready.
Everybody, we can't pick anyone ma'am. See, we are so blessed to have little kids also in our class ma. మొన్నే పుట్టిన సంధ్య కూతురు, నెలల క్రింద పుట్టిన తుల్జరాని కూతురు, these all are also part of BED program now.
They are lucky ones
Yes,
to
ma'am.
have girl child.
Lucky ones to have girls and lucky to have.
Shraddha is jealous of. Shraddha is not. And I am very jealous. I want to have.
Shraddha, even you will have a daughter, Shraddha, don't worry.
Yes ma'am.
Only one is enough, Shraddha.
It was not fine.
Okay. How are you?